Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Dr. Tabitha Russell. I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our first speaker is Mr. Grant McGaugh. His journey through the healthcare and technology industries is a testament to his resilience and passion for driving positive change. Starting as an account executive at Avaya, Mr. Grant quickly made a name for himself by implementing high-value hospitality systems for renowned hotels like the Westin Diplomat in Fontainebleau, Miami Beach. Motivated by the entrepreneurial spirit, Mr. Grant founded 5-Star BDM Management Consulting and Advisory Group. Through this venture, he helped entrepreneurs and small businesses build strong brands and achieve their goals. His expertise in personal branding and business development earned him recognition as a thought leader in the healthcare community. Grant's work was featured in prestigious publications, and he became a sought-after speaker at industry events. I present to you on today, Mr. Grant McGaugh.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tabitha. That was wonderful.
You are most welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us on today. And I'll leave you with Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, I sure will. Welcome, everybody. We're going to have a discussion around artificial intelligence. That is a big word today, but it's a game changer in what we're doing, and it affects a couple of different things. So, without question, let's go into what I want to talk about, because I want to welcome all of you as entrepreneurs and digital innovators. And we want to talk about the convergence where the future is not merely predicted, but actively shaped by our actions and our visions. Now, if you didn't know, I'm Grant McGaugh, and today we're going to embark on an exploratory journey through the dynamic realms of leadership and innovation in our digital era. As we stand in an age where technology evolves faster than our daily habits, let's dive into what this means for us, the trailblazers in the entrepreneurial world. Now, picture this. The digital era is not on the horizon. It has anchored itself firmly in our present. In this reality, two pivotal elements emerge: leadership and innovation. These are not transient trends, but the very pillars supporting the architecture of successful businesses in our interconnected world. Now, let's consider this. Leadership in this context. It is akin to being a seasoned captain, navigating the uncharted waters on a very vast ocean. Adaptability, foresight, and an acute understanding of your crew, your team, and your customers are essential for survival. A practical example is Satya Nadella's transformation leadership at Microsoft, fostering a culture of continuous learning and growth with a mindset, leading to an era of unparalleled innovation and success for his company. Innovation, on the other hand, is about reimagining the ordinary, turning the mundane into the extraordinary. It is about looking at an old problem through a new digital lens. Take, for example, how Airbnb revolutionized the hospitality industry, not by building new hotels, but by rethinking how we view accommodation and travel, leveraging technology to connect millions worldwide. To lead and innovate effectively in this digital age, first, embrace the plethora of digital tools at our disposal. Consider how cloud computing and AI, artificial intelligence, can transform customer experiences and streamline operations, much like how Amazon uses AI to predict purchasing patterns, revolutionizing the retail landscape. The digital landscape is ever evolving right in front of us. To stay ahead, encourage your teams to embrace curiosity and value experimentation. And yes, to view failure as a stepping stone to success, as demonstrated by the iterative triumphs of what we see in Silicon Valley startups. However, amidst our digital pursuits, let's not forget the core of our businesses: people. Our customers, teams, and communities are the heartbeat of all of our digital endeavors. In an era where digital interactions are the norm, maintaining authentic, empathetic connections is more crucial than ever. As we navigate this exciting yet complex digital era, our approach should be threefold: lead with empathy, innovate with purpose, and balance technological advancements with human connection. Consider how leaders like myself have blended technology and humanity, using platforms like LinkedIn to create communities while emphasizing the importance of real human connections. The future is not just something we predict, but something we create. Yes, the digital era, it's not coming, it's here. It's here to stay. And in this era, two words stand out: leadership and innovation. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the lifeblood of any successful business in today's creator economy. Today, we stand at the forefront of a remarkable transformation. This revolution transcends the mere adoption of new technologies. It's about fundamentally redefining leadership in our digital age. We're moving beyond the fascination with the latest tech gadgets. True leadership in this era is about nurturing a culture where innovation is not just valued, but is the backbone of our strategies. It's about using digital tools, not just for advancement, but to genuinely enhance our operations and connect with our customers in previously unimaginable ways. As we venture into these uncharted digital territories, let's be clear. There's no universal blueprint for digital transformation. And it's not about jumping on every technological trend. Rather, it's about deeply understanding our organization's unique character, the evolving dynamics of our industries, and crucially, the evolving needs of our customers. Our goal is to integrate technology seamlessly into our operations, making it a natural extension of our business ethos and not just an add-on. In this dynamic digital landscape, brimming with lots of possibilities, we have the opportunity to break free from traditional modes and redefine leadership. However, this freedom brings with it significant responsibility. We must wield technology with care, focusing on ethical implications and remembering that at the core of all of our efforts are people, our teams, our customers, our communities. Effective leadership in the digital world is less about asserting control and more about empowering others. It's about creating spaces where creativity is the norm, where trial and error are encouraged, and where we view failures as opportunities for growth. We should be cultivating environments rich in continuous learning and ensuring that our teams remain adaptable and resilient as the digital landscape continues to evolve and develop. The digital era requires leaders who are visionaries and skilled navigators, capable of steering their organizations through complexities of change. It calls for leaders who balance a firm belief in the power of technology with a deep understanding and empathy for the human experience. We need leaders who are bold, resilient, and endlessly curious. As we embark on this journey of digital transformation, let's remember that leadership is a continuous voyage of discovery and growth. The challenges we face are not obstacles, but catalysts for innovation and further progress. Let's together navigate this journey, forging a future where technology serves to empower and elevate humanity, crafting a world in which our digital advancements continue to wow us, that they are in harmony with our human values. And our journey through the digital era, a pivotal transformation that stands at the forefront is the integration of artificial intelligence, AI, in decision making, and the rise of remote work, the remote workforce, the work from anywhere consciousness. As we, the entrepreneurs and leaders, ride the waves of this digital revolution, we are redefining the very essence of team dynamics in leadership. The advent of remote work has reshaped the workplace landscape, bringing with it remarkable benefits and unique challenges. The flexibility and broader access to talent have been game changers. Yet they've been tasked with bridging the virtual divide in communication, fostering collaboration in an online world, and nurturing a culture that transcends physical boundaries. That's a very big challenge. Now, communication in a remote setting, which is devoid of the nuances of face-to-face interaction, demands a heightened focus on clarity and consistency. This means setting clear expectations, establishing regular communication channels, and leveraging tools like video conferencing to maintain a sense of personal connection. Collaboration, which is the engine of innovation and problem solving in a virtual world, calls for proactive strategies, which we've all learned now through our COVID experience. It's about creating opportunities for shared responsibilities and collective ownership. Implementing project management tools, virtual brainstorming sessions, celebrating team milestones are all crucial steps in building this virtual synergy. The culture of an organization, its values, its beliefs, its behaviors, its soul. Maintaining this in a remote environment requires conscious efforts and recognized individual contributions. We can cultivate a thriving virtual community, just like we're doing right now, by creating virtual social spaces and encouraging informal interactions, making this the norm in our communication structure. Balancing autonomy with alignment to organizational goals is key in remote team management. Trusting employees to manage their time and tasks while aligning them with the company's objectives is a delicate yet essential act. We've got to have regular feedback and empower decision-making within the team's scope as vital practices. So looking ahead, it's clear that remote work is not just a trend, but a fundamental shift in the human experience. Embracing this change and developing effective management strategy positions us for success in this new digital technological age. By prioritizing communication, collaboration, and culture, we can transform remote teams into cohesive, innovative units. Amidst this backdrop of remote work and digital transformation, AI's role in decision-making emerges as a cornerstone. With its ability to analyze data, identify patterns, and make predictions, AI is not a replacement for human judgment, but a complement to it. As leaders, our task is to harness AI to augment our intuition, enhancing our strategic decisions while maintaining our human touch. As we navigate this digital landscape, our leadership is defined not by the confines of physical space, but by our ability to lead virtual teams to success. Embracing AI and mastering remote team management are not just necessities, but opportunities to redefine the boundaries of leadership and innovation. Very, very important. Let us seize this moment to harness the boundless potentials of our teams, guiding them through the digital era with vision, empathy, and strategic foresight. In this digital landscape, innovation is more than a mere buzzword. It is the core of our thriving success. As trailblazing entrepreneurs and leaders, we have a pivotal role in cultivating an environment where creativity is not just welcomed, but celebrated. It's about nurturing a space where experimentation is the norm and risk taking is seen as an avenue for growth, not a path to fear. Innovation is a relentless journey, one of continuous exploration, adaptation, and reinvention. Our mission is to establish a culture that boldly challenges the status quo, embraces change wholeheartedly, and inspires everyone to think beyond conventional boundaries. Consider the power of creativity. It's the kindling that sparks the flame of innovation. It encourages us to view the world through a lens of endless possibilities, to make connections between seemingly unrelated concepts, and to redefine the norms. We as entrepreneurial leaders, we must foster this creativity. Let's build environments that celebrate unique ideas, fuel curiosity, and provide abundant opportunities for creative growth. Let's create spaces dedicated to brainstorming, promote cross-functional collaboration, and invest in continuous learning and skill development. The heart of innovation beats strongest in an environment where trial and error are just not accepted but encouraged. We need to create safe spaces for experimentation. We're trying new ideas, learning from setbacks, and redefining approaches are part of the journey. Reimagine having innovation labs, funding for experimental projects, and recognizing those who dare to challenge the conventional and take risks. As entrepreneurs, we are risk takers. We've got to seize the moment that is before us. We got to take calculated risk and challenge what's been established is central to the spirit of innovation. We must empower our teams to make informed decisions, embrace calculated risk, and learn from both successes and failures. Let's decentralize decision making, foster open discussions about potential risks, and celebrate the triumphs that arise from bold innovation decisions. But innovation is not just about birthing new ideas. It's about transforming these ideas into tangible outcomes that propel growth and success. We must create systems to capture access and implement these innovative ideas, ensuring that our creativity is effectively translated into impactful actions. Let's establish committees dedicated to innovation, provide resources for prototyping, and reward those who turn novel ideas into reality. In today's competitive digital world, innovation is not a mere luxury. It is a necessity. It's the engine driving growth, a catalyst for change, and the key to unlocking new horizons. By fostering this culture, we empower our teams to think beyond the confines of the present and shape the future with groundbreaking ideas and transformative solutions. Together, we have the power to unlock the full potential of our organizations, revolutionize industries, and create a legacy of innovation that resonates across the world. So now let's delve a little bit into the intricacy, the crossroads of cybersecurity and the human connection. Now, these two facets shaping the landscape of digital leadership, very, very important in our interconnected world. The role of a leader has evolved dramatically. So it's no longer just about strategic decisions and business savvy. It's also about understanding the complexities of cybersecurity and maintaining a balance between technology and humanity. As entrepreneurs, we are at the forefront of this evolution, bearing the responsibility of protecting our organizations from cyber threats while nurturing a culture that's rooted in empathy and ethical decision making. Cybersecurity is not optional in a technological landscape. It's a fundamental aspect of digital leadership. The increasing sophistication of cyber threats demands a proactive approach from all of us to protect our digital assets. This means implementing robust security measures across our organizations and fostering a culture where every team member is aware and vigilant about security best practices. It's about creating a shield that not only protects data and privacy, but also instills a sense of collective responsibility towards safeguarding our digital realm. In navigating the digital landscape, it's crucial to recognize and address potential challenges head on. One common pitfall is the underestimation of the resources and time required for digital transformation, which can lead to half-baked strategies and ineffective implementation. Now, to mitigate this, businesses must invest in thorough planning and allocate adequate resources. Now, another challenge to this is the resistance to change. Often, we see within teams that are unaccustomed to rapid technological shifts. And I would tell you, with the advent of AI, what used to take 18 months will now take 6 months. So overcoming this requires strong leadership, effective communication of the benefits of change, and providing necessary training and support. Additionally, in the realm of digital security, the increased risk of data breaches and cyber threats cannot be overlooked. So adopting a robust security measure and educating your employees about cybersecurity best practices is essential. As essential as how do you lock up your own home or business is very, very important. So by anticipating these challenges and devising strategic responses, businesses can more effectively harness the opportunities presented by the digital era while minimizing these risks and the potential setbacks. Now, while technology has undeniably transformed how we conduct business, its role as a tool to enhance, not replace, human connections is vital. As leaders, we must master the art of using technology to improve efficiency and unlock new opportunities while ensuring that we don't lose sight of the human touch. It's about leveraging technology to amplify our human capabilities, enhancing our communication, fostering our empathy, and supporting ethical decision making. Leadership in the digital age is about creating a symphony where technology, cybersecurity, and human connection harmonize. It's about steering an environment where innovation thrives under the safety net of robust security, and every decision is infused with empathy. We as entrepreneurs are the conductors of this symphony, pioneering a new era where technology elevates humanity, ethical considerations are woven into the fabric of our innovations, and cybersecurity is seamlessly integrated into our business strategies. As we continue to navigate this ever-evolving digital landscape that's right in front of us, just think of what you were a year ago, where we are now. Let's embrace this integrated leadership model. Let's champion cybersecurity and data privacy. Let's foster a culture that values both technological expertise and human connection, and shape a future where technology acts as a catalyst for growth and innovation. Together, we can forge a path where our digital advancements harmonize with our human values, creating a legacy of leadership that is both technologically advanced and deeply human. As we stand at the edge of a transformative era, the landscape of leadership is witnessing a profound evolution. The leaders of tomorrow are those who effectively utilize data analytics, drawing meaningful insights to drive strategic decisions that propel their businesses forward. The traditional office-centric environment is undergoing a radical transformation with the rise of remote and flexible work. So in this era of relentless change, adaptability, and lifelong learning, they have become indispensable. And as leaders, we must embrace this reality. We must acquire this new knowledge, these new skills, these new perspectives to navigate the fluctuating digital terrain. So I want to leave you with this. I want you to understand where we're going, where we're headed, and that we have an open window to change the game as Black entrepreneurs on the world stage. But we must embrace these tools. We must understand these tools. We must deploy these tools. We must be the creator of these tools, not just the consumer. So as we bring in our automation, we start to really impact our customer relationships, and we start to foster a culture of innovation, that we take the lead in technological advancements in our community. It's very, very important that we do so because we have the tools at our disposal. Cloud computing has leveraged the leveled the playing field. That means things that were just only for the few are now available to the many. But we've got to change the mindset. That's our only limiting factor at this point, is our own mindset. As we begin to transition into the creator economy, where your imagination is the new gold. See, imagination creates the data creates everything else. So let's move forward. With this, I'd like to conclude. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at @BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund. Joining us is a visionary at the intersection of education and technology, Dr. Curtis B. Charles, a distinguished education impact reflective practitioner and the Dean of Academic Affairs at the University of the West Indies Five Islands campus. An MIT certified data scientist, Dr. Charles has been at the forefront of integrating artificial intelligence and data science into higher education, shaping the future of learning and teaching. Dr. Charles brings over 15 years of experience in transforming educational landscapes through innovative use of technology. His work in predictive analytics, machine learning, and AI has not only revolutionized student outcomes in enrollment and retention, but has also propelled his institution to the cutting edge of the digital era. So, we are honored to have Dr. Charles back with us to share some insights on how technology is reshaping education, especially in the Caribbean. I bring to you Dr. Charles.
And how are you, sir? Nice to meet you.
We get to meet again. You are fantastic. You were a guest on my podcast about 3 months ago. It was such a revolutionary piece of conversation. So many people were resonating with what you were saying because we are on the cusp, as you define, of this fifth industrial revolution.
Yes.
I know you were just on the show, but I want you to really hone in on what this impact is on our society.
Yes, thank you so much. So first of all, the fourth industrial revolution, as I mentioned just now, is a convergence of physical, biological, and cyber systems. The fourth industrial revolution is characterized with artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, big data analytics, cloud computing, sensors, biometrics. What the fifth industrial revolution is how do humans interrelate with those fourth industrial revolution technologies. So it is important for us, one, if we are not aware of what the fourth industrial revolution is, that we become quickly knowledgeable of what the fourth industrial revolution is. Because any business thinking about moving internationally, you might be unaware of what the fourth industrial revolution is, and you may want to expand into Africa that might be progressive, some part of Africa that might be progressive, that's talking the language of the fourth industrial revolution. If you can't speak that language, you wouldn't be able to do business with them. So you have to understand what's the impact of Internet of Things, what's the impact of sensors, what's the impact on machine learning, artificial intelligence, on, as I like to call it, pulling from the military, how could these things be a force multiplier to improve your business and give you that competitive edge? So really, the fifth industrial revolution is important for us, but we have to understand the fourth industrial revolution because we're almost on the sunset of the fourth industrial revolution, moving into the fifth industrial revolution. So we have to become aware of the fourth in order to embrace the fifth.
Well, let's unpack that just a little bit. And let's go back, as you talked about earlier, about historical data. Now that's data. Let's talk about the history of people of African descent, we're going to call it the diaspora, and their engagement with the technology over the last, just to say over the last 25 years.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel that we have been behind in certain areas, and that as we have seen that the development, first, obviously cellular, mobile computing, more or less the cell phone, and then got into mobile computing, then social media, that's really, exploded. And now that's on top of what we call a cloud computing platform. Mm-hmm. We're not the ones really driving and designing these systems.
Right.
but we are benefacting from them because we're utilizing it right now. So we're on the end user spectrum of we're consuming the technology, but we're not driving it. Help us understand where we need to be, as you spoke so eloquently about what China is now going through.
Right.
Where do we need to be, and how can we leverage this new platform for development?
Well, we could start. I mean, this is the Christmas holidays in North America and in most places. And as people of the diaspora, we could start this Christmas. We could start doing a couple of things. Fathers and mothers could stop telling their daughters that they need to play with dolls. They could buy them a robotics set, and they could then be excited about robotics. That could then be the entry into computer science or could be into one of the STEM fields. We need to stop our sons, or we need to caution our sons and our daughters, because it's always, even right now, in terms of gaming. I used to always tell my son, and I never got the gaming. I just never got it. But you know what? Gaming is $140 billion industry with a B.
Yes.
So what do we have to do? If you are buying that game set for your child this Christmas, also have a manual or a course that should be mandatory for them to take a gaming creation course. In other words, we're not just consumers, but we're creating this. So if I could think about it from the diasporic perspective, if we learn to create these games, then we could then carry on our history that's being stamped out in many of these states. But we could create commercial games about our history. Right? If I think about the Caribbean, we have something called How Nancy Lost His Tail. Nancy was a rabbit. Well, I don't know really how Nancy lost his tail. I hear so many versions of it, but our Caribbean students could then create games so that we promote our culture of steel band and calypso and rhythm and the things that people come to the Caribbean for. Listen, almost in the last 35 years, there has been a statistics that we need to do something about. Less than 25% of all computer science graduates are female every year. That's a problem.
Yes.
Because as a father of 3 daughters and 2 granddaughters, I think that they could make decisions better than some men. I certainly do. And I think that we need to, in our leadership positions, we either need to be mentors. We don't have to be a tech mentor, but we could be a mentor that promotes tech, because we have to get in front of this. Listen, how does this impact us? The people who are doing data science doesn't look like us, right? I was a data scientist at Microsoft. I wouldn't see somebody who looked like me for 100 miles away, right? But yet, when we think about face recognition, it's built-in bias, because the people who are designing face recognition system already have a bias against brown people. The reality is that unless we could develop this, and this is why I like what it is we're doing in the Caribbean. I mean, look, University of West Indies that I mentioned is a 50,000 system. We are the 4th campus. We started in 2019 with 174 students. We're the smallest, but most of the campuses started with 19, 15 students 75, 60 years ago. We have a 350% increase in student population over the last 3.5 years. We're exploding. But what we have decided to do is, instead of the campus in Jamaica focusing on medicine and the campus in Barbados focusing on law, and in Trinidad engineering, we have decided we're going to focus on artificial intelligence. Because I want us to be able to say, look, if a student is in the School of Business, that student should come to the School of Science, Computing, and Artificial Intelligence, which, by the way, is the only such school, not only in the Caribbean, but in Latin America. There is no School of Science, Computing, and Artificial Intelligence that's in the Caribbean and in the region. So I want a student who is in business to come and study business analytics. I want a student and business intelligence. I want a student who is in nursing or who in the School of Health and Behavioral Sciences to come to this school and study health informatics, which was all what COVID was about. When you think about COVID, think about that form that you filled out. Think about how much information you give to get that stuff in your hands. You give all that information now. If we think about business, if we think about data analytics, that information alone to a health system of you doesn't help them. But for your entire family, multiplied by the state of North Carolina, it now could give the health system in North Carolina, based on the information you fill out in that form, what your behaviors, who you came next to, where do you live, who is next to you. All that information we could now pull from the data analytics. So I want students in nursing and health and behavioral sciences to understand bioinformatics and understand health informatics. And importantly, we cannot have any of these unless we have great teachers. My wife will tell you that. She's a teacher educator. She'll say that, look, you could talk about tech from now until next year, but we create the students who you want to be technology experts. So the students in the School of Humanities and Education could come to the School of Science, Computer, and Artificial Intelligence and understand sentiment analysis. Now, if I understand sentiment analysis, I could understand the same type of behaviors and patterns I talked about just now. That same thing happens in students. I can understand the students' behaviors and patterns. Do they come to class on time? Do they don't come to class on time? Do they do their homework? If I understand the sentiment analysis, now I could create a precision learning for that student based on the behaviors. And then if I could create a precision learning for that students, I could now segment, like I talked about earlier, I can now segment the population in the university or in the school that has similar behaviors. So that lesson plan will now be identical for that group of folks. So for us, I think of people in the diaspora, we have some work to do because we are seriously behind and we need to get ahead. We need to make sure that in all our universities, right, we're not just, one of my colleagues says, well, we have been doing artificial intelligence for a long time. I say, okay, I'm fine. Like the sister said earlier, we're not competing. But we have decided that at our university, on our campus, in the Leeward Islands, where 2 in 10 citizens go on to tertiary education, that we are not just going to expand tertiary education, but we are going to expand tertiary education to prepare students for the future of work, to be able to compete in this 5th industrial revolution, and not only compete, but to create industries. When I was interviewed for this position, because I always wanted to give back to the Caribbean, because the Caribbean is where I was born. Right, after spending 40 years in corporate tech and serving at every level, from faculty to university president in the U.S., this opportunity came back, and I said, I've never built a university. I would love to help build this university. And the fact of the matter is that we have an awesome opportunity to build a legacy based on the future rather than what is existing. So yes, we could build capacity, we could build more accountants, and we could build more teachers, and but could we build that in such a way that we equip those students with the type of skills that they need to be competing for the future of work? When they asked me in the interview, why do I want to leave the US to come to the Caribbean? I said, I believe that similar to what happened in Silicon Valley, Stanford wasn't always Stanford who it was. It was an elite university, but it's the funding that came from the technologies that were developed, like Google and stuff, that has driven Stanford. People don't know also that the federal government put lots of millions of dollars into Silicon Valley and then companies. I told them that this university could be the catalyst for the Silicon Islands of the Caribbean. I wouldn't be there if I didn't believe that. I believe that there is nothing wrong with our brown students. Based on the people who created Microsoft as a dropout, who created Facebook as a dropout, who created WhatsApp, who created all the technologies that we are consumers of. Our students and our children have the same capability. Grant, the difference between my students in the Caribbean and those Caucasian kids in Silicon Valley is that they don't see us. So they don't know the art of the possible. You understand what I'm saying? Because if all you know is rice and peas, and somebody give you caveat one day, you might spit it out. Now that might be really nourishable for your body, but the reality is that all you understand is rice and peas. So what we want to be able to do is to change the palate of our students and let them know that they have the ability to be at the table feasting with the best. I'll just give an example. We send 4 of our students to New York to compete in a hackathon. So we do that a lot. We send them to hackathons, different places. One student had never left Antigua. Listen, it's not like he left Antigua and he came to North Carolina. We sent him to New York. So this kid just went crazy. He came and said, Dr. Charles, oh my God, these people we saw, they are great, they're brilliant. So he saw the art of the possible. He didn't see that. So all he saw was me, right? And he saw my colleagues, the faculty. But now he had an opportunity to see a cornucopia of different colors of people who looked like him, who were great hackers, who were great programmers. And I have no doubt, and I told this kid, I said, I have no doubt that he's going to be one of the landmark people in the Caribbean for computer science and programming. So I think that the more we evangelize the fact that we need to be creators rather than consumers, the more we could get further. For the Christmas holiday, it should bother everyone at the sound of my voice. If you have somebody in your house playing these games and not having an appetite to create it.
Aha.
I mean, we had to be creative, and we have the ability to do it. We have the ability.
There's no question what you just said there, and I want to coin this because this is so important to give a little bit more, I would say, color to the fifth industrial revolution. What does that mean? It is the creator economy. We're going to the creator economy. If you look at what you just cited of all these great inventions and innovations that have come out that were created by people that, quote unquote, didn't have what you call the Ivy League education, even though they're very, very intelligent.
Right.
They had the vision and then the wherewithal to make it happen. What I'm saying is this: even though we have been behind traditionally, maybe the last 100, 200, 300 years economically and socially in the constructs that we have been in, the opportunity to really expand and grow and stride forward is astronomical right now, because those industries weren't created, they weren't even existing 10, 20 years ago. So to your point, if you've got any kind of gaming engine at home and you've got a cell phone, realize this: you have the greatest intelligence ever given to a human being in your palm of your hands.
Yes. You know, there's no excuse for us right now, right? So let me just give you an example. So I opened up with the example of OpenAI and what happened to Sam Altman a couple of weeks ago. Listen, I have to tell you, I embraced this young man like 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I was in charge of Oak Ridge Associated University's HBCU MI Council. So this is where we brought the minority serving institutions together, and we were talking about innovation. And at that time, Sam Altman was the CEO of Y Combinator. Y Combinator is the largest and probably most prestigious incubator. So my brother flew down on a jet a Sunday to meet with these African American faculty from probably like 20 universities. I mean, we were blown away. We were blown away to see the humility of him. He and his vice president, who's now running Y Combinator. But he was able to give us an insight into what I am saying right now, which is that we need to be creators rather than we need to be consumers. And I think I know I ran with the idea based on what I've done since then. And I know some of my colleagues have run with it as well. It's the ability to listen to the message and be excited about what we could do, the art of the possible, because there's never been an opportunity for us to accelerate. Listen, I have one of my mentors, and he always tells me, he's 80-something years old and he's still running his company. He says, son, you can't do addition this time. You got to do multiplication. And if you do multiplication, try to exponentially do that as well. You know, he always uses this reference, this African proverb is that if you want to go fast, go alone. Yeah. If you want to go far, go with others. So I think the other message of how we could do this is not only to accelerate, because we can't accelerate alone, right? We had to accelerate by networking. So this is an awesome forum. So for example, if by the sound of my voice, there are colleagues who share this belief of how we could accelerate our people, network. Let's network and figure out how to do that, because we don't need extravagant amount of money. Listen, I want to use Sam Altman's name once more. Listen, if you understand what happened with ChatGPT, if you could catch the vision of what happened to ChatGPT, then you could understand the possibility that lies ahead with our company. ChatGPT and generative AI is based on what is called deep learning. The father of deep learning was in the heart of Google. He was at Google. Two of his students was at OpenAI. When ChatGPT came out last November and took the world by storm, Google had no idea. They had no. Now, this was a small company. This was before Microsoft gave them $10 billion. This was a small company, and they were able to leverage, because you see, when you're small and when you have been disenfranchised, like we have been disenfranchised, you really have nothing to lose. So you go after the big guys. So as the person who was the father, he's no longer at Google. Let's just say that. I'm not going to the politics as to why he's no longer there, but you could figure it out. But he's no longer there because now Google and everybody else is playing catch up to this company.
Yeah.
So think about it. It's like David and Goliath. OpenAI was David and the slingshot. And it was able temporarily, because nobody's going to last forever, but at that point right now, they are the leaders in large language models.
Right.
And those large language models is an opportunity for us as businesses to basically leverage that technology. That's why I say the AI war that's going to be going on between China and the US, that's good for us. Let's find that place in between, because this is what I want to say. I didn't say it with China, but listen, that was a Sputnik moment for China, but it should have been a Sputnik moment for us as well, because China is in almost every African nation, almost every nation within the Black diaspora. So if they become the leaders in artificial intelligence, what do you think is going to happen to where we live? Are we going to be consumers, or are we going to be led by these algorithms? So that should be a motivation for us within the diaspora to wake up and understand that, look, we have to be leaders in this, because it is going to dominate us if we're not.
Tune in for our next show or click on our website at www.5starbdm/followthebrandtv. Thank you.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.